You know, the special thing about one of these videos is we actually got the perspective from a parent, right? And so not only are we helping our community, who are students who want to build a better life for themselves, but also the parents are feeling that Cypress is a home for them, right? And they feel good about coming to the APIDA Center. So Dr. Cherry, Dr. Schilling, Dr. Paul, Dr. Thayer, everybody who's involved in doing that, thank you so much. It means a lot to us. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited for our keynote speaker. We have her very extensive bio in the program, so I don't want to bore you and read that off to you because I just want her to get up and have it. She's like shortening it, but I just want her to have as much time because we really lucked out in getting Dr. Rowena here. I don't come from higher education. I come from a different industry. And all of my friends in community work know who you are. They're like, how did you get her? I'm like, I know Dr. Paula Diop, so that's what it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Rowena Tumane has been a multicultural educator in California Community College for nearly 30 years. Since October 2024, she served as a Deputy Chancellor overseeing equity-driven initiatives under Vision 2030. I just want you guys to go ahead and please put your hands together for our keynote speaker for the APIDA Ribbon Cutting Event 2025. Please put your hands together for Dr. Rowena M. Tumane.
Can I bring him back with me? He's such a good type person. Okay. Okay. All right. So, magandang hapon sayo lahat. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Lunar New Year of the Snake, and then also Happy Black History Month. So I think today is such an important day, and I am trying to gather my emotions because this is such a beautiful sight to me. I haven't been on campus in many, many years, in fact decades, except for the flea market, when I'm home visiting my parents because I grew up in Cerritos, a nearby city. So I want to just sort of start my remarks with a lot of gratitude. Thank you so much to Presidents Thayer, Chancellor Breland, who used to be my former boss at San Jose City College, and Vice President Dios for inviting me here today. Shout out as well to Joey, our project coordinator for our new APIDA Center, for providing me some logistical support so I knew where to go and what time I had to be here and all of that. I also want to appreciate the additional members of your community that worked very hard to realize this new center and organize this gathering. So Dr. Cherry Lee Bug, thank you. Dr. Joanna Shilling, thank you for starting this vision. We heard from our project manager, Allison Coburn, earlier in the video. Thank you, Allison. Alejandra Ramirez, thank you. Renee Laguana Farina, thank you. Emily Ibarra, thank you. Lou Tran, thank you. And Lisa Tran. So maraming salamat to all of you. So I wanted to just sort of open up my keynote in this way to recognize those in the Cypress College community who work very hard on a daily basis to support student success. And for your APIDA community, this means providing services to thousands of Vietnamese, Filipino, Korean, Indian, Pacific Islander, and many, many more ethnic groups that make up the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander umbrella, because we know that we are not a monolith, that we have a diversity of experiences across our community. I'm honored to be here with all of you to celebrate this wonderful new addition to Cypress College, the APIDA Center. And today is very, very special to me because I have come full circle. Today feels like a homecoming. That's why my emotions kicked up when I walked into the space, because it is here at Cypress College that I became a focused learner. It's here at Cypress College that I discovered what I wanted to do in life. It was here at Cypress College that I discovered my passion for literature and interest in teaching as a profession. This passion would later evolve into a love of multi-ethnic literature, ethnic studies, and teaching in higher education when I transferred to UC Irvine and then pursued my first graduate degree at UC Santa Barbara. I had a very, very positive experience here, and I talk about it often when I talk about myself as an example of a community college success story. So I'm gonna bring back one of the professors that really impacted me when I started taking classes at Cypress, Patrick O'Brien. I know that he's retired, and he was also a former Dean of Language Arts. So he was one of my favorite English professors. I remember taking one of his creative writing classes and being impressed with his love of the craft, his approachability, and his genuine interest in teaching students how to improve their writing skills. Taking his class gave me a sense of belonging, and his feedback on my writing allowed me to see my academic potential. Taking his class lit my fire. It sparked my interest in teaching as a profession. Taking his class made me want to be a teacher like him in the future, a teacher who was passionate about the subject taught and genuinely caring for his students and invested in their success. I shared this initial story with all of you because my experience as a community college transfer student was transformational and foundational to my success and my ability to stay resilient through the different hurdles I have had to face and jump, and up to where I am today. Happily, proudly serving as your Deputy Chancellor for the California Community Colleges, serving our 116 colleges across the state and over 2.1 million students, and over 230,000 Asian American and Pacific Islander students. In addition to being a community college transfer student, I'm a first-generation immigrant born in the Philippines. My parents immigrated to the United States a few months after then President Ferdinand Marcos declared martial law in 1972. They were in search, like many immigrants, for a better education for their children and economic opportunities. To me, an important aspect of being an educator of color is the recognition that I do stand on the shoulders of those who came before me and paved my path. I acknowledge the elders in my family who have passed down their generational knowledge and wisdom to my generation and to future generations. Serving marginalized communities, then, is my North Star, and this stems from the cuentos, or the stories, that my mother, Nenita de Hoya Tomaneng, would tell me of my lolo, my grandfather, Patricio Crosby de Hoya, a manghihilot, a type of faith healer, as we say in Tagalog. My lolo Crosby was a leader in his community in the Philippines. His village was named Abra de Ilog in the occidental region of the island of Mindoro. He loved the community and worked to improve people's lives on a daily basis. His life continues to inspire leadership and commitment to service among many of my family members, including myself. When asked about my identity as an educator and leader, I talk about myself as a Pinay, and Asian American, because to me, these descriptors speak to my political engagement with the social justice issues Philippines and Asian American communities face. I am drawn to Pinaya's pedagogical praxis as a leadership framework due to its focus on empowerment of Filipino American women and the application of Paulo Freire's idea of transformative agency through theory and practice and personal reflection. In practicing Pinaya's pedagogy, my colleagues Alison Titiago Cobales and Jocelyn Sacramento define Pinaya's pedagogy and praxis in the following way. Pinaya's praxis is a process, place, and production that aims to connect global and local to the personal issues and stories of Pinay struggle, survival, service, sisterhood, and strength. It is an individual and communal process of decolonization, humanization, self-determination, and relationship building, ultimately moving towards liberation. And through this process, Pinays create places where their epistemologies, our ways of knowing, are at the center of the dialogue and organizing in our communities. Pinays also represent Pinayism through engaged scholarship that expresses their perspectives and their counter-narratives. So in this description, you see that a Pinaya's pedagogical praxis approach is deeply rooted in both critical and ethnic studies, in addition to transnational feminism. My development of self-agency is grounded in decolonizing praxis for restoration of humanity, humanizing education, and Filipinos' women's knowledge production, community dialogue, and most of all, we do have a commitment to action. So my leadership and engaged scholarship reflect this type of approach, and my commitment to making visible and unearthing group counter-narratives of Philippines, Asian American, Pacific Islander communities, and finding solutions to the issues that they face. My dissertation, in fact, Chair, you talked about your dissertation. My dissertation and current research, for example, include Filipina migrant stories coupled with my own personal experience with Filipino labor migration. Within the context of Philippine colonial history and globalization, I actively practice and honor what we call Diwang Pinay, the spirit of the Filipina. And I teach, when I still get to teach a couple of classes every now and then, I teach the impact of the intersectionality of race, class, gender on the lives of Filipina immigrants, migrants, and workers. So I hope that I've given you a picture of who I am and why I'm inspired by the work that all of you are doing here at Cypress College and the North Orange Community College District. Your community has and continues to make a positive impact on historically underserved students, immigrant, undocumented, LGBTQ, those who continue to face socio and economic and racial barriers. I applaud your community's creation, Joanna, I think under your leadership, of Buen Cypress, that you have made a promise to collaborate and work with each other in service of your diverse students. This people-centered approach, infused with cultural responsiveness, is also central to our system's Vision 2030 goals, which seeks to increase equity in access, equity in support, and equity in student success. I am confident that your new APIDA Center will contribute to Cypress College's quote-unquote servingness of AA and NHPI students and serve as a proud symbol of your APIDA identity at both the state and the federal level. Moreover, the APIDA Center, coupled with your future plans to launch a learning community and hire an ethnic studies faculty member who specializes in Asian American studies, will increase sense of belonging for your AA and NHPI students. And we know, as we've heard in some of the stories already shared with us, that sense of belonging, the research has told us for about 50 years, that sense of belonging is a key indicator and factor in students' achievement and also leading to their success. So what does this mean for me, and what does this mean for all of you? I'm already imagining all the students sitting in a classroom, feeling their identity seen, sitting at the APIDA Center, talking with each other. They're sharing their opinions and ideas. They are being heard, and their cultures are being respected and honored through both the curriculum and all of the wonderful opportunities and activities happening and being put on by the center. Isn't this a wonderful vision, to have students feel welcomed, valued, and encouraged? And that is exactly what all of you are doing with the launching of the APIDA Center. So in closing, I want to just leave you with a last reflection. Recently, I've been listening to past songs from the movement of the Philippine National Democratic Movement to help me reflect on the political challenges of our times and how they are already impacting our higher education institutions, students, employees, and communities. One song that deeply resonates with me is called River, or Chico Redemption, by a local San Francisco band, Descarte Naman, who served as the cultural arm for the Bay Area Filipino activists who were fighting for human rights, immigrant rights, and against US militarization. The song is a tribute to the victorious struggle of the Cordillera people against the Marcos regime and World Bank, who had planned on installing a massive dam along the Chico River that would have displaced over 100,000 people. So River begins like this, the first verse. Do you know how freedom sounds? I said, do you know how freedom sounds? It sounds like spirits in the native trees. It sounds like thunder from the ground. And then the chorus that repeats, did you know that freedom looks like a river, flowing free and strong like how we found each other? And yes, together we will work, try to make life better, the way that water carves through stone, but we can't do this alone. So I've been holding themes from River in my heart lately: ancestral wisdom, hope, commitment, the collective work of struggle. And it makes sense to share this with you in this moment as you celebrate your new APIDA Center under the spirit of Buen Cypress. More than ever, we need to do what we do best in the California community colleges: continue to provide an inclusive, high-quality education and pathways to opportunities for all our students to achieve socioeconomic mobility while also nurturing their hope, nurturing their resilience, and also nurturing their self-agency. So with that, congratulations again to Cypress College on the opening of your new APIDA Center. Appreciate it very much. Thank you for inviting me to be part of your celebration.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, please give it up for Dr. Rowena. I'm going to say this, and I'm sorry, Dr. Paul, this is a little off script, but when we asked Dr. Rowena to come, normally when folks come, normally we'll pay for their travel, we'll pay for their flight, we'll pay for their lodging, we'll give them a stipend. But when we asked Dr. Rowena to come, she says, no. She said, I'm going to cover all of that. Like, this is home. And so I don't need any of that. So it just really speaks to the person you are. So thank you, Dr. Rowena. A lot of people weren't in those email chains. I was. We have a couple other folks. I know they may have been mentioned before, but I want to make sure we'd be remiss if we didn't mention them again. Once again, Dr. Barbara Dunsheep, Vice President, Board of Trustees. Give her a round of applause. Can you stand up, Dr. Barbara? Can you stand up? Everybody give her a round of applause, please. And then, of course, we have had Dr. Kyle Chang, Cypress City Council, along with his daughter. Give them a round of applause as well. This is an experience. This is not just an event, ladies and gentlemen. This is an experience. Before we do that, can I have the APIDA? Can I have Renee, Jeannie, L&L, which is Lisa and Lou. Dr. Cadillos, please come on up here. Anissa, come on up here. Anissa's in the back somewhere. Please come on up. This is a team effort, and so they just, the chief just told me to get on the mic. But it's not about me, it's about all of us. So please give these guys a round of applause. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sit down. Okay. I need you to turn to the person on your left and say, neighbor. Neighbor. This is going to be an amazing event. Experience. Thank you, Dr. Jerry. Turn to your neighbor on the right and say, neighbor. I love APIDA. Thank you, Raul. Okay, hey, Dr. Utubo, how you doing? Coach, how you doing? Okay, folks, this is not just an event where you just come and you hear speeches with our wonderful speakers. We are going to give you guys an experience, the APIDA experience. So, A stands for Asian. P-I stands for there you go. D stands for and A stands for American. Very good. American. So, we're not just going to have you guys come out here. You guys look amazing. We're going to show off our beautiful Cypress College campus. Is that okay? Yes. The area number 1, right outside here, ladies and gentlemen, is our Asia area. So you are going to enjoy Asian culture, Asian cuisine. After that, you're going to see our lions. They're going to lead you to our pond, where we're going to have a Pacific Islander luau. Hi, baby. How you doing? Is that okay? Yes. Okay. After that, we're going to move on in front of the Fast Building, and we're going to have a Desi Bollywood production brought on by our dancers right here at Cypress College Dance Department. So, and then we're going to do the ribbon cutting. Is that right, Dr. Deals? All right. So, are you guys ready? Yes. Yeah. All right. So, I need everybody on the count of 3 to say, we love APIDA. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, please, come on out your seat and join us in the Asian section of the APIDA Ribbon